Caitriona unexpectedly revealed her true feelings when collaborating with Sam for the first time. The fateful audition. It's a dark day in London, and Caitriona Balfe is sitting in a casting room, her hands cold with nerves. She's never starred in a major series before, and now she's waiting to audition for the role of Claire Randall in a strange TV project about a time-traveling nurse, something she thought was definitely not for me. The door opens. A tall man walks in, his brown hair is tousled, his eyes are both sharp and warm. He smiles at her, his voice light. "I'm Sam. We're probably going to be in love in 3 minutes." She laughs. The first laugh of the day. First look. As the audition began, the director said briefly, "We need to feel a real connection, not acting, but feeling." Sam sat across from Caitriona. In their hands was the first line of dialogue when Claire and Jamie met, confused, wary, but something hard to explain. As soon as Caitriona spoke, Sam's eyes never left her. Not just as a co-star, not just as a professional, but as if he were listening to her talk about her own pain. After the scene, no one spoke for a few seconds. The director just nodded, muttering, "It's them. It's them. A beer and a little secret." They were invited to eat after the audition. A small pub in Soho. Caitriona was still shy. She wasn't used to showing her true feelings to strangers. But Sam was different. "He told me all sorts of things. About wanting to quit acting, about being rejected for roles because he didn't look like the typical American leading man." "What about you?" he asked, his eyes sparkling in the yellow light. She shrugged. "I just thought, if I don't get this part, maybe I'll go work in the garden. Somewhere in France." Sam laughed. "I can be a timekeeper, but I can't be a gardener." "Why?" "Because I'll make all the flowers fall in love." Caitriona blushed. She didn't expect the man in front of her, who seemed so goofy and natural, to know how to make her heart skip a beat. The early days of filming. When they started filming the first season of Outlander, Sam and Caitriona spent most of their time together. From the rainy scenes to the challenging bed scenes, everything required absolute trust. At first, Caitriona felt shy. Sam was too close, too natural, and she was reserved. But it was he who helped her open up. "We don't have to love each other for real. But we have to understand each other as if it were real." Once, after filming the painful scene where Jamie is tortured, Caitriona cried for real. Not because of the character, but because it hurt her to see Sam in pain. That's when she realized, her emotions were no longer acting. The fateful interview. In an interview for the Arts podcast, The Actor's Truth, Caitriona was asked, "What were your true feelings when you first worked with Sam Heughan?" She laughs. She looks down for a long moment, then looks up. "I'll say this, I've never said it publicly before. When I first met Sam, I knew I was going to have to fight not just for the role, but for myself." Why? Because he made me want to believe in my feelings. And that's dangerous for an actor. The studio fell silent. I fell in love with him a little bit. Maybe not in a fateful way, but in a way that no words can describe. And now, she laughs, her eyes sparkling. "Now, I know, there are connections that don't need to be defined. They just exist. Behind the scenes, sleepless nights. Life behind the scenes is not like the romantic scenes in the movies. It is a chaos of emotions, anxiety and a vast void in Caitriona's heart. She remembers the nights of filming that lasted until dawn, when Sam sat beside her, saying nothing, just comforting her with his eyes. It was the first time she felt a wordless companionship, an understanding that went beyond words. "You are not alone," Sam whispered, "even though we don't say it," but Caitriona kept those feelings deep inside. She didn't want anyone, not even herself, to know that she had ever been so weak. Invisible distance. Although on screen they were a perfect couple, in real life, the distance between Caitriona and Sam grew larger and larger. Their busy schedules left them little time for each other. Quick phone calls, hasty text messages. Sometimes, Caitriona wonders, were those initial feelings just the illusion of a lonely soul? Once, at a party after filming, Sam looked at her and asked, "Do you remember the first moment we met?" Caitriona nodded, then fell silent. "Me too," Sam said, "but things changed quickly, and you started to drift away from me." Unexpected revelation. In an exclusive interview, Caitriona opens up for the first time about her true feelings during the early days of working with Sam. "At first, I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to cope with the pressure. But Sam made me feel safe, as if he was a shoulder I could lean on." She pauses, her eyes fixed on the camera. "I don't just see him as a co-star, but as someone who changed the way I see myself and love." This caused a stir among the media and fans, as this was the first time she had publicly spoken about her private feelings for Sam. Between two hearts, Sam also had his moments of weakness. He shared in an interview, "I always knew Caitriona was a special person. But we are two people with two separate worlds. Sometimes love is not enough to bond forever. Their story is like a sad song, sometimes climaxing, sometimes slowing down.